It's not too often where I make a decision and I'm like, that was definitely the right decision. This is one of those times. From where we started to where we finished today, I will take that. I just set my rod up on the marks, and now I'm just gonna take this and smack it. So you want to buy an eBay hood scoop. You're thinking to yourself, I wonder what it'll look like. What's the quality like? Will I be happy with my purchase? The answer to your questions are the quality is not going to be good. You probably won't be happy, but it's a hood scoop. So if you keep your expectations, at the same level as the amount of money you spent, you're gonna be happy. But if you compare it to something nice, you're gonna be disappointed, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna be disappointed. Let me show you what a $100 hood scoop off of eBay looks like. It's cherry. Let's get started. Yeah, I'm in my kitchen. It's cold outside, and this is just how I wanted to do it. I'm just gonna show y'all what I received. So, that looks like not good. That doesn't look good. It's thinner up top over here. I mean, you can clearly see. I'm gonna have to sand all that. I'm gonna have to fill that little spot. I'm gonna have to shape on that a little bit. There's like this weird dimple thing that I'll have to sand down. Yeah, I mean, overall, just the outside, it's not great. It's not great at all. But here's where it really gets good. You can see, here's the posts, right? And this one, it's nice and flat. That one is flat. You can clearly tell that that one is crooked, that one is shorter than the one on the left. And then we come over here and then they get all angular and not good. So, you want all of these posts to be nice and straight so that when you drill your holes, it sits in there nice and even. But yeah, this is a $100 hood scoop. This is what you get. So if you're wondering to yourself, what am I going to receive for $100 off of eBay? This is it. It's not the worst thing that I've ever bought and put on my car, but it is definitely far from the best. So let's put it on. It's cold. I was gonna start the car up and take it into the shop, but there's no choke on the carb, so she won't start. So let's just get the hood scoop on. All right, so what I'm gonna do is use my peepers to see about where I like it. And then I'm gonna go get a Sharpie and mark where these posts are, drill some holes, and that's pretty much it. I might get a tape measure and do a little measuring on each side to make sure it's, it's nice and straight. Because when you spend, 100 whole dollars on a hood scoop, you want to make sure it's minty fresh. So let me get a tape measure. I got my Sharpie and I got my tape measure. Now with these 73s, the way that this hood is designed, they have this little crease down the center. I'm gonna turn you around so you can see. And they obviously spend a lot of time making this, so I'm sure that this crease down the scoop is perfectly centered. So what we're gonna do is, I just kind of got it lined up right there, and I think that's where I want it. Let me walk y'all around so you can see where I think I'm gonna place it. And once it's in, it's on. It ain't going no damn where. So that's how I have it sitting right now. But I don't know if I like that. I think I want it to be a bit further forward. I definitely have the room underneath there to do so. So let's slide her forward a few inches and see what that looks like. I think that's better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I didn't like over here in the back how far back it was before, but I think that's gonna be it, guys. That's looks like a pretty good spot. So let's do some measuring and mark some holes. It's definitely too cold to be outside doing this. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, I know it's a cheap hood scoop that we're gonna have to take back off and work and everything, but we'll get it looking right. So I really want it to be straight, but also I could care less if it's not perfect. One thing I suppose I could do is measure from the front corner to the corner on the hood, since that's kind of a known. Maybe it's what I should have been doing. That's 19 inches from there to there. And that's 18 and a half right there. $19 right there. 19 right there. Hey, maybe that's the winner to see where we're at here. I think that's looking good. So the real test is not when you're up close. It's when you're kind of far away. That's where you can really tell if you're crooked or not. So let's see what it looks like. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, the car's up on jack stands because I had to take that good tire off, but I think I like it. I think once it's bolted down, it'll look nice. I think the spacing is good. It's not too far back, not too far forward. So I'm just gonna take my Sharpie and mark some holes and go get a drill. Also, I wanna point out, I did a Sharpie on my hood because this is still in primer, and obviously I'm gonna have to finish block sanding this when the time comes before we paint it. So the right way to do this would have been to put some tape down, right? And then make your marks on the tape. So for anyone that's watching this thinking, this guy's an idiot. Well, one, you're not wrong, but two, there's no paint on the hood. So that's why I did that. All right, all I'm gonna do now is just, find a drill bit that's the right size for these posts. If you're new to the channel, this is how I do things. I don't really take anything too seriously. I just work. So if it's a little bit wrong or a little bit off, is what it is. I forgot to take the nuts off, so I gotta pull it up, but whatever. It's on there. And it looks like you can see, oh, I guess I can bring you in this way. I'm gonna take those nuts off. It's kind of like when you make your own brake line or you install a brake line. and you got to put a flare. You always end up putting, you know, your little sliding nut. You always forget to put that on, and then you'll make like the perfect flare. It's kind of like that. Get ahead of yourself a little bit. So, all right, let's do it for real this time. Also, for anybody who's wondering, I'm not going to reuse the nuts that come with this. You know, these are not nylon locking. And I promise you guys, if you don't use these, they're probably going to work their way loose. So make sure you get some nylon locking nuts. I got to run up to Tractor Supply anyways here in a bit to get some all thread, because I'm going to put that other carb spacer on. And I got tires coming. Ordered them. Used my stimmy money. Put it to good use. So that means next episode, wheels and tires are going on the car, which means we're going to drive the car down the road and see what happens. So see how it's, all right. See how it just doesn't sit quite right? That's all right, because, you know, this is the side that was all janked up anyways, right? So that kind of works out to my benefit. And the same on this side, I got a little bit of sanding to do. And then back here. So instead of having to fill the bottoms and everything, I'll actually be able to just take some of it off to kind of suck this down. But for the time being, I'm going to get it bolted in place, because that's a job for one day, but it's not 2 days. There's a couple posts. Let me show y'all in here. You see how that one is sticking? Can you see? Get in here. Get in here. You see this? Where's it at? Right there. That one's sticking through, where it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get to it. The rest of them, not so much. I'll have to do some metal removal. But I want to get as many of these on as I can, and we'll see if it kind of sucks this hood scoop down some. Oh yeah, she's drawing her in a little bit. Sure is. All right, so I got 2 nuts on, right? I mean, again, I'm gonna have to shape on this just a little bit. That's all there is to it. So there's no sense in putting all of them on, right? I mean, right? We can agree to that? Okay, thank you. Let's see what it looks like, and then we'll work on getting these floor pans put in. Looks pretty good. It'll look a lot better once the car, it's hard. I know, guys, sometimes when you're like in the middle of a project, you know, you see the car up on a jack stand and it's missing the front, and you're like, I don't know if I like it. But you got to use your imagination just a little bit and try to picture the way the car is going to be when it's done. And I love this. I was on the fence on how much I was going to like it, kind of going back and forth. I love it. I think it's tough looking. So I'm going to show y'all a quick, easy way of putting a floor pan in a car now. So here's the floor pans that we made. And to install them, what I'm going to do is just... That looks good. Let's go get some all thread so we can put this other carb spacer on, get the bigger carb on. Floor pan's in. For anyone who's wondering, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna weld the floor pan in. Calm down. I'm gonna go get the all thread, get a bite to eat. And also, I gotta get a new car cover because I did the right thing as usual. And I went into Walmart to get a car cover, and then I adjusted my peepers by price, least to most, and bought the cheapest one. And now it's torn to pieces. So I'm gonna get a little bit better car cover, because we're almost to the point where it's time to start really taking care of the car. All right, just kidding. Car covers, way more expensive than they should be. I did the right thing. Bought a tarp and a 4-pack of ratchet straps that was on sale. So as you can see, there's my aluminum spacer. There's my phenolic spacer. This is a 4-hole spacer. This is an open bore spacer. So this top one will not be adding any volume to our plenum. Only this one will. So went ahead and got everything hooked up. And real quick, I just wanted to to show this because I had a subscriber email me asking if I could show them my throttle setup and how I have my wiring. So I would just like to do this real quick for them so that they can kind of see how everything is hooked up. So top one is throttle, bottom one is kick down. So as you're throttling up, obviously that kick down cable pulls. So for throttle, guys, if you're watching, I hope that helps you. And then for wiring, so obviously I have it disconnected, but here's your battery wire that goes from your battery. And then there's your big wire that goes straight down to your starter, right? And then there's your small wire, which goes to your relay. And there it is. And then you also have your wiring harness, right? So then from your relay, you have two wires, a red and a yellow. So the red goes to the same red as what's coming off your battery. And then the yellow goes right there. So let me show it from the other angle to make it a little bit easier. Let me get in here for them. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it, you know. You got another black right here that comes off of that same wiring harness. So you got your wiring harness and it splits, and some of it comes up here for your headlights and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's super simple, guys. That wiring harness should come up. You should have a red wire, a yellow wire, and a black wire. And then it just goes red up top, yellow down here on the right, and then your black wire, which is right here, goes down here on the left. And then this wire that goes to your battery, your red wire goes up top, like I said, and then it goes down to the starter, but then you also have your black wire from your starter, which sits right here. Mine's a little loosey-goosey because it's not tightened up yet, but that's it, guys. I mean, if you're watching, I hope that helps. Well, the sun's kind of giving me the old Mike Tyson, hit me right in the face, but I went ahead and started it just so you can kind of hear it. Set the car down just to kind of tires flat. Like I said, guys, here in like 5 days, it's gonna be all new tires on there, so we'll be able to kind of pull it out and put it on some flat ground and check it out. But still a lot of work left to go, you know, to finish it out, but I think it looks great. So real quick, I want to let you know, if you haven't seen his channel yet, go check out my buddy Duddy's Adventures. His stuff is awesome, man. He's just doing some outrageous stuff with some pickups and all kinds of nonsense. Like, it's pretty cool, and he likes tacos, so, you know, guys that like trucks and tacos, can't go wrong. Thanks for watching, guys. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to get tires on it. Have a good week, y'all. See you next time.